What if I know that I'm a dim bulb? In today's gospel text, Jesus is talking to his followers, and I consider myself one of them. And Jesus says, "You are the light of the world." But I know I'm a dim bulb. I don't feel like I am the light of the world. I know there is darkness in me. Now, I'm not saying I'm an embezzler or an adulterer or a killer or a thief or anything like that. But I know myself enough to see my own darkness. I see my own flaws. I see petty angers and jealousies and selfishness and laziness, and I can add to the list, but I don't want to embarrass myself too much. Light of the world? Really? How about dark of the day? If Jesus had said, "You are the light of the world and you are the dark of the day," I could go with that. And I doubt very much that I am alone in this view. Maybe you agree with me. If we are honest, we know there is darkness in our lives as well as light. So today I brought a couple of pictures for show and tell. The first is a print of a painting by Salvador Dali. And he painted this original, not this, but he painted the original in 1951. It's an image of Jesus himself on the cross. And there is a darkened sky, which is very dramatic. Jesus is on a cross, floating in the air in that darkness above a body of water. And there's a boat and fishermen with the boat. And although this is an image of the crucifixion, there is no blood. There are no nails. There is no crown of thorns. Dali claimed that this image came to him in a dream. And there is a dreamlike quality about the painting as there is in so much of Dali's work. It's a controversial painting. The critics really didn't like it at all. And after the original was displayed in a museum for a few years, one visitor actually attacked the painting with a stone and tore it with his hands. It took several months for experts to restore the painting. And it's still not considered a great painting by art critics, but it's been a powerful image for me ever since I first saw it back when I was in high school. Maybe it speaks to me because it's a mix of light and dark. Even as a teenager, I knew there was both light and dark in me. And even as a teenager, I knew there was both light and dark in the Jesus story. After all, the Gospels tell us that when Jesus was on the cross, a darkness came over the whole land for 3 hours. "You are the light of the world," Jesus said, and he also could have said, "You are the dark of the day." My second show and tell image is a picture of my daughter, Marie. She lives in a group home, and back in 2016, the staff took this picture of Marie and they had it made into a poster. They gave it to me and my wife for Christmas that year. And like that image of Jesus on the cross, I find this image very meaningful. It captures my beautiful daughter in a powerful way. The picture is very dramatic, with both light and dark. My sweet Marie is partly in shadow, and that has been her life. She has great light in her heart, but because of her profound disabilities, she has also experienced the darkness of the world. And sadly, she has occasionally dished out some of that darkness to those around her. But how can I judge her? She has a loving and compassionate heart. And if she has sometimes been violent, and she has, Who knows how her brain chemistry has made her the way she is? She is a mix of light and dark. I am a mix of light and dark. And I am experienced enough to know that you are a mix of light and dark. You are the light of the world. You are the dark of the day. And what if you realize you are a dim bulb? Well, I learned something from a course taught by a wise psychologist. His name is Mark Giroux. He's a psychology professor at Duke University. And he taught something that I find relevant when I realize that I am a mix of light and dark. His words meant enough to me that I've learned them by heart. This is what he said. Many people are pretty mean to themselves inside their own heads. Other people take a kinder, gentler approach to themselves. They know that everybody has shortcomings and problems. They realize that everybody makes mistakes. The difference is not in how people evaluate themselves. That is self-esteem. The difference is in how people treat themselves. That is self-compassion. Self-compassionate people treat themselves in the same caring, kind, and supportive ways that they would treat friends or family members when they are struggling. Self-compassionate people approach their problems and failures and shortcomings with love and concern, rather than with judgment and self-criticism. Self-compassionate people try to be kind to themselves in the face of difficulties. Well, all that makes me think of other words of Jesus. You remember that he said, love your neighbor as yourself. We have to treat ourselves as kindly as we would treat others. We are a mix of light and dark. You are the light of the world. You are the dark of the day. We are good and worthy children of God. And we are sinners, capable of doing terrible things. We are both. And the gospel says that God loves us and accepts us just as we are. And so I think we need to love ourselves and accept ourselves just as we are. We are a mix of light and dark. So let's be humble and realistic about the dark within us. But let's also go with the words of Jesus and let's lean toward the light. Amen.